On behalf of the Victim and Witness Assistance Board, I am honored to present the Access to Justice Award to the Every Voice Coalition. The Access to Justice Award recognizes a survivor, service provider, agency, or organization whose leadership and outreach efforts have made victims' rights and services more accessible or readily available to underserved populations. Founded in 2016, the Every Voice Coalition has worked to empower students and survivors to combat sexual violence on college campuses through grassroots activism. Every Voice has trained, educated, and inspired thousands of students across Massachusetts to rise up for change with a focus on establishing statewide policies that grant survivors access to medical and mental health resources, provide trauma-informed training on sexual assault response and prevention, and collect transparent data on sexual violence. Through their advocacy, Every Voice has made helping survivors of sexual violence a part of the agenda on Beacon Hill. After 6 years of advocacy and dedicated work, Every Voice's campus sexual assault bill passed and was signed into law this past legislative session. The Every Voice Coalition has carried the stories and pain of so many survivors to the ears of policymakers so that change can be made to protect people on every campus in Massachusetts.
Thank you so much, District Attorney Blodgett and the Victim and Witness Assistance Board. My name is Lily James. I'm a senior at Mount Holyoke College, and I serve as co-national director for the Every Voice Coalition.
My name is Genevieve Rogers. I'm an alum of Wellesley College, and I was a founder and previous co-chair of Every Voice, and now serve as chair of the advisory board. It is an honor to accept the 2020 Access to Justice Award on behalf of the Every Voice Coalition. When we founded Every Voice in 2016, we were directly focused on survivor justice. Justice to us looks like autonomy, transparency, choice, options for healing, and community. Our organization has always centered justice both in our legislative priorities and in our community and organizational structure as a whole. When we think about what our legislation does, it really boils down to giving survivors a broader set of options of what justice might look like to them. Justice for survivors may look like filing a Title IX complaint, or it may look like finding avenues for healing and self-preservation. And it may look like being supported and believed no matter what.
Every Voice is a student and survivor-led organization in which survivors are the ones whose voices are shaping legislation and their voices are centered in our advocacy. Beyond just passing laws, our organization looks to give survivors a platform for agency and action to shape laws that center justice either for themselves or future generations of survivors. After passing our Massachusetts bill into law just a few weeks ago, we know we are a few steps closer to survivor justice in all the many forms it takes. Receiving the Access to Justice Award is deeply meaningful in its recognition of the thousands of survivors and students who have stood up and raised their voices to demand justice for themselves and their peers. Thank you, MOVA, for this honor. We can't wait to continue to demand justice as we take our model that worked in Massachusetts and support survivors and students demanding justice in their own states all across the country.